Little time since I last came live and went live. So just wanted to sit down and chat with you now that the government shutdown's over. I've been posting a lot about what's going on there, and I wanted to spend a few minutes talking to you today about what we're doing here at Ombra as we get ready to go next year. So everybody's getting back to work now, which is great. We're super supportive of that. Understand how difficult that must have been for your families and for you as an individual. But some of the folks that are on our side of the fence, on the industry side, we really need to start planning for next year. And so we've been planning on our side for the last few weeks. And so we actually, on Veterans Day, my lead engineer and I spent about 6 hours going through our plan. But today I want to talk about kind of one simple, powerful rule that we use here at Ombra to make sure that we're ready for the next year. And we haven't always done this. I've known about this ever since I left the command back in 2017. But there's a rule that will help us grow and move forward with our companies and not really have to worry about whether or not you have all the right business and whether you're chasing too many leads or things like that. And so what I want to talk about is we got to really start with this year's reality. So whatever your revenue was, if your revenue was $1 million, $10 million, whatever it was, when you get larger, you'll probably have more controls in place. You'll have accounting systems, finance people. But when you're small, you're just trying to make things work. And so recently came across an article that talked about first year of revenue as a small business is probably going to be maybe less than $1 million. Ours was certainly less than that. But early on, you're chasing everything. So the one rule that I've always known is a 65% rule. So 65% of your revenue for next year should be captured this year. So if next year you want to be $1 million company, and $650,000 should have been captured this year. And so really what you need to do is look at your revenue, which you have right now, that you already got planned for next year. And so again, we'll use an example of, say your business has been around for a little while and you've got some, for us, like SBIR awards, and you're going to do $1 million next year in revenue because of the milestone payments that are going to be coming in. And so now you can say, okay, well, I can take that $1 million, I divide it by 0.65, and that's what my target's going to be for next year. It's not going to be 10 million. It's not going to be 100 million. That's what you're going to be. And so that remaining 35%, now you can go after that 35%. And it's going to be something you can plan. You don't have to chase 100 different opportunities. You can chase a few opportunities that probably were aligned to things that you're already working on. It may be, for us, we're building facial recognition, anti-spoofing capabilities. And so part of that 35% might be using our sales team to go out and sell some software licenses for that. And so that's a good example. Or we have a lot of phase ones that we do, phase one SBIRs. So these are the feasibility studies that we work on initially, and then it'll be a follow-on phase two. So we've actually built a model internally here at Ombra to predict what our revenue is going to be based on our win rates, based on the lead times it's going to take to get to a phase two. But again, if you think about what your revenue is going to be next year, it's going to be, it's basically going to be what you have right now, captured next year, plus about 35%. So when you do that, you can really start to hone in on the things that are important to your organization, as opposed to, again, chasing a million different opportunities. And I found myself doing this, like running on the road all the time, trying to get different opportunities that would come in. Those will probably come eventually, and you still need to do some of those things. But when you're planning your staffing, plan for the 65% rule. So one of the things that we sat down and talked about earlier was, okay, we're going to have some growth next year over what we already are doing this year. So we're fortunate this year, we've already captured almost as much revenue next year as we have this year. So we expect growth. And so then we start talking about, where's that growth going to come? So today I posted a job opportunity for a financial manager. I need some help with that. I'm still doing too much of that work. And so we know that, for every $1 million of growth, we're going to hire 4 people. And for us, one of those people is going to be a finance person. The other 3 are probably going to be engineers. They're going to be helping us on fulfillment side. We recently hired a salesperson to help us commercialize. We'll have dual use for capabilities. But again, so you start planning, hey, I know I'm causing problems for myself next year because of that. So basically what you want to do, stick your 65%, figure out what your plan is going to be for next year, and then you can start delivering on your capacity. So other things you can do is you can start adding one product at a time or a service at a time. So now you're like, okay, how do I get that 35%? Maybe my pipeline is already collapsing on itself. We have a CRM. Not everybody has a CRM. We haven't always used our CRM, and I'll tell you, we don't actually use it as effectively as we can today. But we start thinking about what would be the product that would follow on that. What are the types of things that are logically connected? They're not, something crazy where you're working on, maybe for us, we're doing this fentanyl detection capability, which was kind of crazy compared to some of the other things we were doing. We're doing low vis comms, right? But you're not, if you're doing fentanyl, you're probably not building machinery, and so you stay somewhat connected. So that's a key thing. You can also acquire a product or a partner. We are actually talking about acquiring other companies right now, so that's a way that we can grow inorganically. We're also working with a foreign UAV company to bring their drone to the U.S. domestically. So that's another opportunity for us to bring in and have new revenue sources. The other thing we can do is we can use capacity we already have. And so we do have some inventory here, not a lot because we're still doing science and technology development largely, but we do have a few products. We have some inventory. A lot easier having inventory on software than it is on hardware. We recently were able to sell one of our kits to a new customer out in Hawaii. So that's a good example of us using up some inventory and then pushing those out in the field and really kind of filling in where's that 35% coming from. So really the reason I want to talk to you today was about explaining to you what we're doing internally right now. We're trying to make sure that we're positioned for next year. We're ready to grow. We're ready to grow stably. We're ready to support the team that we have in place so they know what their jobs are going to look like, create opportunities inside of our company, and really be ready for 2026. We started about a month ago. We're a bit behind. We really should have probably started in October with the shutdown. We've been running down some other things and invoicing as probably a lot of folks have been doing, but we're almost there. We've got a good plan for next year, and I just wanted to share that with all the people that might be following. So if you're interested in hearing more, please drop a comment, click the link, reach out to me, direct message me. Love to continue to have a conversation with anyone and continue to share the things that we're doing here at Over and Over. Thanks for your time. Have a great weekend.